This drama between Taylor Swift and Olivia Rodrigo continues as rumors went around this week that made people think that Olivia really didn't like Taylor. The rumors have been debunked, but we're gonna get into what exactly happened here and why people were so willing to believe that this was something real between them.
We're all about women supporting women, obviously. I know Taylor Swift's been someone that has inspired you both. What's some advice she's given you recently?
Oh gosh, I don't even know.
They thought Deja Vu ripped off Cruel Summer.
I never understood that.
Can we talk about how those songs are just not similar? It doesn't need to be a competition.
She was always posting about Taylor Swift and then stopped. Feels like something had to have happened.
The song Vampire is about a situation that left her confused and hurt. And having a run-in with your idol that went negative could definitely lead to heartache.
It's textbook millennial mean girl behavior.
Did Olivia Rodrigo have Taylor Swift photos removed before her performance? Here's the truth. Ongoing speculation that the Disney alum and the Eras Tour performer are not on friendly terms was recently reignited after a Swift fan account on YouTube.
My undying love, now I hold it like a grudge. Now I hear your voice every time that I think I'm not enough.
Olivia Rodrigo's newest track sparking feud rumors, with fans convinced her song The Grudge is about Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift wants to rule the music industry. She doesn't have time for any new artists to share the spotlight with. And Olivia Rodrigo isn't welcomed into Taylor's world. She made sure Olivia knew that she was boss, and even involved lawyers so Taylor could get a heavy payout. This is a nasty feud between Taylor Swift and Olivia Rodrigo.
A video June 17th in which an employee at Nashville's Bluebird Café alleged that the cafe vowed to remove any visible signs of Taylor Swift during a visit Olivia made to the establishment in 2023, adding, quote, "We respect the girlies." The comment divided the pop star's fan bases online as the Bluebird Cafe, a known launchpad for Nashville-based songwriters.
You're not a grudge holder.
It's case by case.
The Vampire singer dropped her highly anticipated sophomore album, Guts, on Friday.
It takes strength to forgive, but not quite sure I'm there yet.
And her lyrics already have people talking.
Is where Swift was discovered by Big Machine record label owner Scott Borchetta in 2005. But despite the employee's allegation in the aforementioned video, Bluebird's general manager Erica Wallem-Nichols issued a correction. She said in a video shared to X June 18th,
You guys, we seriously need to talk about this whole situation between Olivia Rodrigo and Taylor Swift again, because the internet has completely lost it over this new rumor. And it all started with one employee at the iconic Bluebird Cafe in Nashville saying that Olivia's team supposedly asked them to remove all signs of Taylor Swift before she performed there. Yeah, the same Bluebird Cafe where Taylor literally got discovered back in the day. Like, if that's true, it's giving major drama, and people immediately ran with it, thinking this was some subtle dig, some proof that the Olivia-Taylor friendship was done for good. But wait, because it turns out that entire claim might have been totally wrong. The cafe's general manager herself had to come online, post a whole video, and shut the rumor down hard.
We did have a filming with Olivia Rodrigo here. Olivia's people did not ask us to remove an image of Taylor Swift. Nobody did. We removed an image of Taylor Swift that was in a position where the filming was taking place.
She literally said Olivia's team never made that request and that they legally had to take down copyrighted photos anytime there's filming. So if they were filming Olivia's set, they had to remove Taylor's picture for legal reasons, not because of some feud. But by the time that clarification came out, the fandoms were already in full-blown chaos. Swifties were furious, livies were defensive, and the whole internet started digging back into their entire history. Like from when Olivia used to fangirl over Taylor, to the whole songwriting credit drama with Deja Vu and One Step Forward, Three Steps Back, to their sudden silence around each other ever since. So yeah, we are going to break it all down, from the cafe chaos to the deeper reasons why fans are still convinced something went down behind the scenes between Olivia and Taylor. Because if you look at the timeline, some of it does feel a little off. Let's rewind and unpack the full story. And trust me, the tea goes way deeper than just one removed photo. So here's what actually happened. Earlier this week, a video went viral on X where an employee at the Bluebird Cafe casually drops this bomb during an interview. He claims that when Olivia performed there in 2023, right before her Guts era began, Her team requested all visible signs of Taylor Swift be removed. Like, what? He says it in a kind of joking tone, but fans were not laughing. They were like, hold up.
When we have filmings, we are required legally to remove images that are under copyright. We don't own those images, so we cannot give permission for those images to be used in any kind of broadcast.
Why would Olivia want Taylor's face gone at a place that's literally part of Taylor's origin story? And just to paint the picture, this wasn't some random venue. The Bluebird Café is iconic in country music history, and Taylor being discovered there is a huge part of her mythos. So for Olivia to supposedly walk in and be like, get rid of all that Taylor stuff, that was seen as next level shady by some people. Especially with the lingering speculation that these two aren't as close as they used to be. The video exploded online. Swifties were calling Olivia disrespectful and saying it was proof she'd turned her back on Taylor. Others were like, okay, let's not jump to conclusions. But honestly, the damage was done. The drama was already circulating across Stan Twitter, TikTok, Reddit, everywhere. But here's the twist. The general manager of the Bluebird Café, Erica Nichols, actually stepped in and completely debunked it. She posted a calm, to-the-point video explaining that Olivia and her team didn't request anything.
That's the sole reason that that photograph was removed from the place it stood. Our employee, who spoke out of turn about this, did not understand why that image was removed. He spoke carelessly and haphazardly about it, maybe trying to be funny, I don't know.
In fact, she said that whenever the cafe hosts any filming, they're legally required to take down certain images they don't own the rights to. And that just happened to include one headshot of Taylor. She even clarified that all of Taylor's other photos were still up, her chair was still there, and the cafe still considers her a super friend. But unfortunately, the internet heard Taylor's photo was removed and immediately spiraled. So now you're probably wondering, if the cafe rumor was fake, why did everyone believe it so fast? And honestly, it comes down to history. Because ever since Olivia dropped her debut album Sour in 2021, fans have noticed a weird shift in her relationship with Taylor Swift, and it all started with something that should have been a total dream moment. Back when Driver's License blew up, Olivia was Taylor's biggest fan, like fully fangirling.
But irregardless, that image was removed for legal reasons, not anything between two artists. We support all songwriters, all artists, and give them equal share. Taylor is a super friend of the Bluebird, and we have her in the highest esteem. We were honored to have Olivia here, and please know, they both live extremely high in our regard.
She was posting about how honored she felt to be on the charts next to Taylor's Evermore. She even told interviews that Taylor had sent her a ring, a replica of the one from Red, and that she was the kindest person ever. It was giving wholesome, full-circle moment. Everyone loved it, but then came the songwriting credit drama, and that's when things got kinda murky. Fans first noticed that the song One Step Forward, Three Steps Back interpolated Taylor's New Year's Day. That felt like a sweet homage. Olivia gave proper credit to Taylor and Jack Antonoff. All good. But then, later on, more credits started popping up. And not for direct samples. We're talking about Deja Vu, which Olivia had earlier said was inspired by the bridge in Taylor's Cruel Summer. Suddenly, Taylor, Jack, and St. Vincent were added as co-writers on that track too. And here's the thing, fans weren't hearing the similarities. Like at all. Even hardcore Swifties were like, wait, why is Taylor getting writing credits for this? And that's when people started whispering, did Taylor's team push for those credits behind the scenes? Was this a legal move? A power play? Olivia herself was clearly frustrated.
Meanwhile, Olivia herself previously shut down speculation that she penned her song Vampire, or any song for that matter, about her frayed relationship with Taylor.
In interviews with Teen Vogue and others, she opened up about how upsetting it was to see people discredit her creativity. She explained the difference between sampling and interpolation, and said she was just trying to do the right thing. But she also made it clear that she wrote everything from the heart, and that she didn't appreciate people trying to twist that. So with that background, fans already had this idea in their heads that things between Olivia and Taylor got complicated. So when the Bluebird story popped up, even though it wasn't true, it fit into a narrative people were already convinced was real. Okay, so here's where things start to get awkward. Because before all the credit stuff, Olivia and Taylor were basically the internet's favorite mentor-mentee duo. Their interactions felt super genuine. Olivia called Taylor her biggest inspiration. Taylor reposted Olivia's driver's license celebration on Instagram. And the whole world was rooting for this sweet, full-circle friendship. But after that songwriting credit drama, the energy shifted. Fans started noticing that Olivia kind of stopped mentioning Taylor. No more Instagram shoutouts, no more interviews gushing about her, and no more cute back and forths on social media. It wasn't full-on shade, it was more like a quiet retreat. Like she didn't want to fuel anything, but also wasn't actively engaging anymore. And then there was Conan Gray, Olivia's bestie and fellow Taylor stan. Remember, the two of them were making videos dancing to Fearless, Taylor's version, hyping it up and being all over TikTok with Taylor's re-releases. But once that credit situation blew up, Conan also went silent on Taylor. Fans definitely clocked it. They were like, wait, did something go down behind the scenes?
Taylor was given a songwriting credit on Olivia's song Deja Vu in July 2021, 4 months after the song's release, and the singers have not interacted publicly since. She told The Guardian of the rumors back in 2023, "I was very surprised when people thought that. I mean, I never want to say who any of my songs are about. I've never done that before in my career."
Because it wasn't just Olivia going quiet, it was her circle too. And sure, silence doesn't always mean drama. Maybe they just moved on, grew apart, or wanted to keep things private. But when a relationship that was so public suddenly fades into the background, people notice. Now, to be fair, it's not like they started throwing shade at each other. In fact, at awards shows, there have been moments where Taylor is seen clapping for Olivia, singing along to her songs in the audience, like during Vampire and Driver's License. And recently, Olivia liked one of Taylor's Grammy posts, which had fans thinking, maybe things aren't as icy as people thought. But the point is, the vibe changed. And for a fandom that watches everything from IG likes to seating charts, that silence was loud. And it's why people were so quick to believe that Bluebird Cafe story. It felt like the final piece in a puzzle they'd been building for years. But of course, that wasn't the end of it, because the fandoms, oh, they had plenty to say. So here's where things totally spiraled. Not necessarily between Olivia and Taylor themselves, but between their fandoms. The second that Bluebird Cafe clip hit the internet, Swifties came ready with receipts. They were tweeting side-by-side comparisons, pulling old interviews, and basically saying, "We told you something was off." And on the flip side, livies were like, "You guys are literally reaching."
And probably won't. I think it's better to not pigeonhole a song to being about this one thing. As for any grudge against Taylor Swift, Olivia told Rolling Stone that same year, "I don't have beef with anyone. I'm very chill. I keep to myself. I have my 4 friends and my mom, and that's really the only people I talk to. Ever."
This is a legal thing, not drama. And just like that, it turned into a full-on stan war. It wasn't just a disagreement, it was a narrative war. One side believed Olivia had betrayed her idol and was now pretending like Taylor didn't exist. The other side believed Taylor's team had played industry hardball over those songwriting credits and that Olivia had every right to quietly step away. And the thing is, this kind of feud isn't new. Stan culture thrives on alliances, loyalty, and honestly, drama. Fans don't just support their faves, they defend them like it's personal. And once they've picked a side, everything the other artist does suddenly feels shady or intentional, even if it's totally neutral. Like, remember when Olivia didn't publicly congratulate Taylor on one of her album wins? It was probably just a non-event, but fans turned it into a whole theory. Or when Taylor didn't include Olivia in one of her mega fan vault playlists, some fans thought that was deliberate too. Every little move gets dissected, screenshotted, and debated. And when the Bluebird Cafe GM posted that clarification video saying Olivia's team never asked to remove Taylor's photo,
there's nothing to say. And rest assured, Olivia isn't paying attention to the latest bout of feud rumors. She added, "There's so many Twitter conspiracy theories. I only look at alien conspiracy theories."
It honestly should have ended there, but some Swifties still weren't buying it. They said the explanation felt like PR cleanup. Others felt the employee who started the rumor got unfairly dragged. Meanwhile, livies were like, "Can y'all apologize now?" So yeah, this isn't just about 2 pop stars. It's about what happens when stan culture builds an entire storyline based more on perception than fact. And when real-life people, like that cafe employee, get caught in the crossfire, it shows just how intense these fan spaces have become. But here's the twist. While the fandoms are still fighting Taylor and Olivia, they might be way more chill than anyone realizes. Okay, so after all that, the songwriting drama, the cafe rumors, the stan wars, here's the question everyone's still asking. Are Olivia and Taylor actually on bad terms? Or are fans just projecting their own drama onto two artists who've stayed very quiet about it all? Because while the fandoms are out here analyzing every move, Olivia and Taylor haven't said anything negative about each other. In fact, the few subtle signs we have gotten lately kind of suggest it's not that deep. Like, let's talk about the 2025 Grammys.
First, let us get you up to speed. Olivia has been a self-proclaimed Swiftie for most of her life and regularly gushed over the Grammy winner at the start of her music career in 2021.
Both of them were there, both nominated, both sitting front row. No drama, no tension, and at one point, Taylor was literally caught on camera clapping along to Olivia's performance of Vampire, and fans loved that. It was giving supportive industry peer, not bitter ex-mentor. Then not long after that, Olivia liked to post about Taylor's win. No big caption, no tagging, just a simple like. And in celebrity world, especially in stan culture, that's a huge signal. It basically told fans, we're good, without saying a word. Also, it's worth noting that Olivia's been super private this era. With her second album, Guts, she pulled back from oversharing. She stopped talking about other artists in interviews, focused more on her own songwriting, and made it clear she wanted the music to speak for itself. So her not talking about Taylor might not be shade. It might just be intentional maturity. And Taylor, she's got her own billion things going on. She's in full Eras tour mode, releasing new versions of Tortured Poets and constantly under the microscope. It's not surprising that she's not commenting on past mentor moments or clearing up stan rumors. She just doesn't need to. So, honestly, the silence might not mean tension. It might mean respect, or boundaries, or just moving on with their careers without making every relationship public. And that's the part fans sometimes miss. Not every pause is beef. Not every lack of interaction is shade. Sometimes two super successful women are just doing their thing. But still, even with all that logic, the internet loves a feud. And that's why the drama always finds a way to bubble back up. So here's where we land. The Bluebird cafe rumor.
I'm the biggest Swiftie in the whole world. I think she is the most genius songwriter, and I'm just obsessed with her.
Taylor publicly reciprocated the love at the time, but things took a turn after the release of Olivia's debut album, Sour.
Writing songs is just my favorite thing in the whole world.
Totally debunked. The viral video that sent Swifties and livies into overdrive was based on one employee's offhand comment, not any request from Olivia's team. The photo was removed because of copyright rules during filming, not because Olivia had some secret anti-Taylor agenda, and yet it still exploded online. Why? Because let's be real, people want there to be drama. This isn't just about two pop stars who may or may not text each other anymore. It's about how fandom culture turns silence into conflict, and how the smallest action, or lack of one, becomes proof of betrayal. One photo gets taken down, it's war. One artist doesn't post a birthday story for the other, must be a fallout. One interview skips a name drop, clearly they're done. But here's what's wild, the actual facts. They don't line up with the chaos. Olivia's still showing quiet support. Taylor's still applauding her from the crowd. Neither one has ever confirmed there's tension. In fact, they've gone out of their way not to feed the drama. And honestly, that silence might be the most mature thing either of them could do. They've both outgrown the performative parts of the industry, the need to constantly prove their friendships online or comment on every headline fans create. Maybe they're cool. Maybe they're not close anymore. Maybe it doesn't even matter. But the internet? It's gonna internet. The second a storyline starts to form, especially one with a little betrayal, a little mystery, and two A-list pop stars, people run with it. And that's what we saw with the cafe rumor. A random quote turned into a full-blown narrative, until the GM had to step in with a video just to calm things down. So, what's the takeaway? Probably this. Just because something feels like drama doesn't mean it actually is. And in a world where clicks drive stories and Stan Wars fuel engagement, the loudest version of the truth often wins. But what do you think? Is there still something off between Olivia and Taylor, or is the fandom just too deep in the theory zone? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories behind the headlines. See you in the next one.